In the vibrant world of mobile gaming, few titles have generated as much buzz as Brawl Stars. A fast-paced mobile game that at first glance appears to be the epitome of skillful combat and strategic brilliance. Yet, as we delve deeper, a rather curious picture emerges. Is this game truly a test of skill, or is it simply a playground for luck and grinding? In today's video, join us as we uncover the layers beneath its glittery surface and unveil the nuanced stance between skill, luck, and the almighty dollar. To understand the current landscape of Brawl Stars, we must first travel back to its inception. Released in 2018, Brawl Stars initially captivated players with its simple premise. Choose a brawler, jump into a match, and outplay your opponents. But as time marched on, the game underwent significant transformations that would redefine how players approach their brawls. As players choose their favorite brawlers, each boasting unique abilities, they dive into various game modes, from gem grab to bounty, hoping to stand victorious. But is victory in Brawl Stars really a testament to skill, or is there more at play? Let's peel back the curtain. The introduction of second star powers marked a pivotal moment in Brawl Stars history. Originally, each brawler had a single star power that provided unique edge in gameplay. However, with the addition of a second star power, the complexity of strategies intensified, at least on the surface. What was initially a simple choice became a convoluted decision-making process. Players now had to decide between two distinct abilities, seemingly adding layers of strategy. Yet, did this truly enhance skill or merely obscure the underlying randomness? Then came gadgets, small yet impactful abilities that further diversified gameplay. These gadgets offered temporary boosts or unique effects that could turn the tide of battle. But with every new gadget, the balance shifted, often favoring those who could adapt quickly rather than those who honed their skills over time. The introduction of gadgets often led to chaos rather than strategy, as players scrambled to maximize their effectiveness within the narrow timeframes they were given. And who could forget the contentious addition of gears? Gears are passive perks that may be purchased using coins. Each brawler has 2 gear slots available, which are unlocked at power levels 8 and 10. Gears have 3 level rarity. Super Rare, which is available to all brawlers for 1,000 coins. Another option is Epic, which is available for 10 to 20 brawlers and costs 1,500 coins. Finally, Mythic is accessible for 10 brawlers and 2,000 coins. If you're running low on coins, you can purchase gear with a mix of coins and gems. These gear upgrades provided yet another layer of customization, allowing players to tailor their brawlers to their preferred playstyles. However, they also emphasize a grind-centric approach. Players were now incentivized to farm resources, creating an uneven playing field where those with more time or money could gain an edge. The shift to a system where brawlers could be enhanced for competitive play raised eyebrows and questions. Was it still a level playing field, or was it still taking a backseat to grinding and spending? Finally, the introduction of Level 11 expanded the power ceiling of brawlers even further. Each level linearly increases a brawler's health and damage by 10%. With this new level, players could max out their brawlers to an even greater extent, amplifying the disparities between casual and dedicated players. Instead of merely competing with skill, players found themselves competing with the hours they could invest or the money they were willing to spend. Furthermore, hypercharges are a mechanic that is unique to each brawler, and may be unlocked after reaching power level 11. Hypercharges like gadgets and star powers can be gained by star drops or purchased directly for 5,000 coins. The chance of getting a hypercharge from a legendary star drop is 16.3%. For players, some power 11 was the worst thing Brawl Stars added. Others added that it wasn't necessary and level 10 would be perfectly fine. And one wouldn't need a whole brawl pass of power points and coins to max out one brawler. This simply made a pay-to-win game more pay-to-win than it already was. However, many of the brawlers gained abilities that were overpowered or straight-up unfair. And even on the less extreme end, some characters gained star powers or gadgets that protected them from other brawlers that countered them. For example, the sharpshooter brawler Piper first gadget automatically shot a bullet that slowed and knocked back their opponent, utterly countering close-range brawlers and mainly assassins, which were designed to be a sharpshooter counter in the first place. Another example is Rosa. She was just too OP. Being a rare brawler, everybody got her quickly and she became cancer. But after some nerfs, she became okay. The final example is the brawler Leon. After the global release, he was just too good, like really good. However, to combat the overpowering, they nerfed his super and damage, and he became balanced. Luck. The silent player in any competitive game. In Brawl Stars, it takes center stage more often than one might expect. The power of a brawler is significantly influenced by the mysterious contents of brawl boxes. Loot crates filled with resources, new brawlers, and character upgrades. So, where does that leave us? As we look at the current state of Brawl Stars, it becomes clear that the interplay of luck and skill plays a crucial role. Matches can be swayed by random brawler matchups, gadget timings, and star power effectiveness, leaving the outcome often to chance rather than mastery. While seasoned players may argue that experience mitigates luck, the reality is that unpredictable factors can overshadow even the best laid strategies. Imagine entering a match and watching as Lady Luck blesses your opponent with a new brawler that you haven't even unlocked after months of grinding. It's not the skill that separates you, but rather the whimsical nature of a randomized reward system. This randomness perpetuates an imbalance, where new players could find themselves against those who have simply spun the wheel of fortune more favorably. Consider the power cube mechanic in Showdown mode. While the concept of collecting power cubes to increase health and damage is straightforward, the randomness of cube spawns can significantly impact the game. A player who gets lucky with cube spawns can dominate those who play skillfully but start at a disadvantage. Luck, it seems, often trumps strategy. For example, an OP brawler Piper. After her snappy sniping star power came out, she could reload half of her ammo. This meant she could just spam at a 10 power cube bull with no consequences. Each time a new gameplay change was added as well, while it did depend on how you used whatever had come out, in most situations, the victor of a battle depended on what star power gadget and level your opponent was. Since you can only use one brawler per match, and ultimately the game is a 3v3 or sometimes 5v5, your teammate's skill also plays a part in whether you win or not. In Brawl Stars, compared to many other shooter games in terms of skill, there is so much you can improve on, other than aiming and dodging. And in terms of strategy, it almost always comes down to luck and matchmaking. Moreover, the grinding aspect of the game cannot be overlooked. With a seemingly endless progression system, players find themselves caught in a loop of farming trophies, earning resources, and leveling up brawlers. This grind can be frustrating and often feels less about skillful play and more about time investment. It's a race where the finish line keeps moving, and the players who can dedicate the most hours are often the ones who reap the rewards, rather than those who employ strategic prowess. And now, we arrive at an unavoidable cornerstone of modern gaming: monetization. Brawl Stars thrives on microtransactions, offering players the chance to purchase gems, skins, and brawlers. Those who are willing to invest real money can significantly expedite their progress, gaining access to powerful brawlers and upgrades that others may take months to unlock. This monetization strategy further skews the competitive landscape, rewarding financial investment over skillful gameplay. This is the pay-to-win aspect and the rare times in which the developers decide to do some horrible balancing. For the pay-to-win, these days there is an average of 2 new brawlers coming out every season. And lately, some special events such as the SpongeBob one even have special power-ups that literally power up your characters. And the fastest and easiest way to unlock all these new features is by paying for them. When a new brawler drops, players with disposable income can snag them immediately, while others are left to grind or wait for luck to favor them in the brawl boxes. This financial disparity transforms what could be a level playing field into a battleground where wealth can dictate success, overshadowing any semblance of skill-based competition. The Brawl Pass itself has a ton of resources that help your overall progression and puts you leagues ahead further than a dedicated free-to-play player. Since most brawlers released are mythic or legendary, with the least being epic, it just adds to the amount of resources needed to collect to unlock these overpowered brawlers, many times being the most hated and obnoxious brawlers released. Some examples of these are Edgar, Kit, Chuck, Angelo, and mainly brawlers that are considered no skill by the community. And as for the horrible balancing, every so often a brawler will receive a massive buff that completely skyrockets it to the top of the leaderboard, such as when Frank and Lily got their most recent buffs. This monetary advantage creates stark disparities. Some players pursue the game with fervor, strategizing and practicing, only to be outmatched by those who can afford the top tier brawlers and upgrades overnight. This can cast a long shadow over the competitive spirit, transforming Brawl Stars from a contest of skill to one tainted by economic power disparity. At first blush, Brawl Stars appears to be a strategic masterpiece. Players must select the appropriate brawler for the task at hand, coordinate with teammates, and outmaneuver opponents in a captivating dance of strategy and dexterity. However, the astute observer will quickly note that the true strategic depth is often overshadowed by randomized elements and the inherent unpredictability of multiplayer dynamics. While some may argue that Brawl Stars does foster skill through its various game modes, this is a paradox. For every player who expertly navigates the intricacies of map layouts and character abilities, there are countless others who rely on luck. Whether it's the randomness of brawler matchups or the sheer chance of encountering players who are less skilled. This inconsistency can be disheartening for those looking to hone their skills. Now, let's not forget map rotation. Daily changes alter the landscape so significantly that what strategy worked one day may fail miserably the next, forcing players to continuously adapt in ways that sometimes feel more reactive than strategic. In the narrative of Brawl Stars, being adaptable is a virtue, but here, it often seems like an exercise in futility against an unpredictable tide. Consider the team dynamics in modes like Gem Grab or Brawl Ball. Coordination among teammates is vital, yet the reality is that not all players will be on the same wavelength. A skilled player can find themselves handicapped by teammates who don't understand basic strategies or objectives, leading to losses that have little to do with individual skill. Thus, the notion of strategy becomes blurred when the outcome can hinge on random matchmaking. Despite colorful character choices and seemingly tactical decisions, you're at the mercy of random teammates in most matches. Helpfully, or perhaps fatefully, this random selection can dramatically swing the balance of power. No matter how well one performs, a single underperforming teammate can obliterate strategic planning. Thus, individual strategy finds itself tangled in a web of unpredictable collaboration. In response to these criticisms, Brawl Stars have made efforts to position itself as a competitive game. The introduction of rank modes and seasonal events showcases Supercell's commitment to fostering a more structured competitive environment. These features are in the rank mode, where the strategy in picking your brawlers truly does matter and is not decisive by luck at all, other than your bad randoms. In the Duels game mode, you can pick 3 brawlers instead of 1, and fight 1-on-1 against your opponents, reducing the luck aspect in your teammates and your opponents, as well as increasing the amount of skill that takes a role in your victory. And the final bit of the competitive aspect of playing with friends, since they are your teammates that you can pick and strategize before a match. Useful brawlers you can use in Duels game mode are Daryl, Gale, Leon, Tara, Stu, Piper, Crow, Edgar, Sam, and Spike. In addition, esports tournaments, community events, and frequent updates strive to keep the game engaging for players who crave competition. However, even these efforts can feel like a band-aid over the fundamental issues plaguing the game's competitive integrity. While ranking systems aim to match players of similar skill levels, the underlying mechanics of luck and grinding still dominate the experience. The competitive scene often amplifies these disparities, where skilled players may find themselves in matches against opponents who simply invested more time or money. As we navigate the colorful, chaotic world of Brawl Stars, it becomes increasingly clear that the game is more about luck, grinding, and monetary advantage than a true test of skill. While the developers have made commendable efforts to cultivate a competitive atmosphere, the core mechanics often undermine these initiatives. So as you dive into your next Brawl Stars match, remember, while skill can play a role, it's often the whims of chance that will decide your fate. And perhaps the real charm of Brawl Stars, a chaotic, unpredictable brawl that is as much as luck as it is about skill. Whether you find that thrilling or frustrating, the game remains a fascinating case study in the interplay of mechanics, strategy, and randomness in the world of competitive gaming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more Brawl updates.